welcome to our freshly renovated van. And today we wanted to show you the before and after of the renovations we've been doing for the past few months. This is not a van tour, but that is coming later. Alright, so first off, when we first built the van, we painted everything a flat white paint. I don't know why we chose flat, but it was really hard to clean. And so we decided to give it a fresh coat of paint after living in it for 3 or 4 months. Things got pretty dirty. So we repainted everything with a semi-gloss white paint. And we also decided to add some splashes of color. In the cubby holes, we put some warm tones, some orange, like a clay color, and also behind the cushions. When it's folded out into a bed, this is where we put our feet. You know, it gets a little dirty, so having a darker color helps keep it looking fresh. And we also painted the insides of the cubbies back there by the back doors. Another thing we decided to do was paint the underside of the cabinets to add a little depth, a little contrast, so that it's not just white. It just kind of breaks the space up a little bit. I wanted to do a darker color than what we used in the cubby holes, so I tried like this reddish color. Didn't know how it would turn out, but it turns out we weren't really feeling it. It's a really nice color to me, but maybe it just doesn't work for the space. So we went with a more neutral color. I picked out this gray and I absolutely love it. I like how it looks with the clay color we used and the white, the wood. I think it all looks really good together. Another thing we decided to do was add some shelving. So we added this rack. We were able to put dry goods in these jars, so we can refill it like at Whole Foods or wherever when we need to restock. And that frees up a lot of space in our overhead food storage up here. We also did a shelf up here, and we made sure that we could still fit our heads underneath and not hit them. We realized that we had a lot of space up here and we can always use more storage, so this was a good place to put a shelf. And we also put another shelf behind the driver's seat. And we put some hooks back here as well. It's kind of like our coat closet. I'm always thinking of ways to incorporate plants into our van, and we found these plant ring holders. So we can just take the plant out, fit it in, and voila! Still thinking of other places to fit some plant rings. We also put a key ring right here. Before we had hooks along here, but we decided it would look better here, and so we just bought a whole keyring thing to just stick right there. Of course, you see we have our mask, keys, Sadie's harness, things that we need to grab and go when we're going out the door. Probably the biggest change we did was we changed our cabinet faces. The old ones, we liked the way they turned out, but we thought it could be a lot better. So we wanted a more flat, streamlined, minimalist look. So we went with these. You can open them like so. You don't need a latch. Instead of tongue and groove latches, we replaced them with magnets. So it's a lot less bulky. We still have the gas struts to hold them up, and it's just nice when the magnets just catch them like that. And for the bottom ones, we put these little pull handles. We just like the look of it a lot better than the other handles. Very simplified. Another thing we did, we thought it would open the space up a little bit, is we took the door off of this little cabinet, which is like our medicine cabinet, and we just added these bungees here. We just like the look of the bungees, and it makes it a lot easier to like look in there, grab things, put them back. We also did the bungee up here. These did have doors on them, but we just like the look of the bungee, and you can see all our beautiful Turkish towels, and we really like how it turned out. Okay, another thing we changed was, instead of that old blue public pool bathroom looking shower floor, we made our own out of PVC and pine wood. We stained the pine and polyurethaned it. It is removable, and it completely changes the whole experience. Like, it feels like I'm in a spa when I'm showering in the shower now. Another big change we made was, Nuri said to me, why don't we put a seat here? And I was like, why not? So we took this counter space out, because you can see we have a lot of counter space. So we took this part of the counter space out and this cabinet out, and you put a seat. We still need a cushion for it, but for now we can still use it as it is. I will show you how it works. To sit on it, you can either obviously sit on it as it is, or for more comfort, pull it out and you can sit on it. It makes it feel even more cozy in here. It's nice to have extra seating. It's like a little reading nook or something. And we're thinking about putting a fold-up table here. So we might have a pop-up table, folds down when we're not using it, use our laptop or whatever. Still thinking about it though. And you can just slide it right on back. And we have to slide it back so that we can access this storage here, which is our laundry chute, and this storage, which is Nuri's artwork storage under the step. And we also have some extra hidden storage that's really exciting, and it really helps organize all our electronics a little better. So this opens like so, and it's on hinges and it's closed by tongue and groove. Helps keep it closed while we're driving. I made this sleeve to hold the computer screen so that it can sit in there comfortably and safely while it's not being used. And then we have a charging station here, which is being utilized at the moment. And I can put like the keyboard, my mouse, and hard drive and things like that back here. And it just keeps that nice and out of the way until I'm ready to use it. Perfect. Another thing we changed was the location of our inverter panel. Right here we had the inverter and some electrical outlets. And one thing that kept happening was Sadie Monster. She likes to sit up here and then jump down from here. So she would sometimes turn the inverter off while she was jumping down. And that is not something that we want to happen ever. Because it turns the computer off, it turns everything off. You know, Nuri hadn't saved his stuff yet. So we moved it to a better location. Inverter panel's right here. Sadie can't really reach it. We can turn it off and on. It's still in a central location. And Nuri moved the outlet to right here. The charging station here. These are the water pump and the fan for the Nature's Head toilet. We went with this solid piece of pine wood because it's lightweight and it looks good when it's stained. So we stained it, polyurethaned it, and we made it a little shorter, probably like 4 inches shorter than the original, to make it a little lighter and smaller because we didn't think we really needed such a big table. It does still have to be this wide so that it can fit on the slats here when we have it in bed mode, but we were able to make it a little shorter, and we have a little wood piece that we put to fill in the gap. But we like how light it is. It's so much easier to turn into a bed and vice versa. Another update we did was when our cushions were in bed mode, the cushions would push back too much while we were sleeping, and our solution was to like stick a pillow right here to keep the cushions from sliding back out of place. And so when we did our renovations, we decided to put a wooden bar here to keep the cushions in place, and so far it's worked perfectly. So another thing we wanted to do to save some space was we have a lot of sun visors to put on the windows, on the windshield, the driver and passenger side, this giant guy, and the back doors. So we have a lot of windows and we have a lot of covers for them. They take up a lot of space. And before we were just shoving them behind the driver's seat, but we wanted to use the space for other things. So Nuri had a brilliant solution. He laced some bungee we had left over through the overhead storage so that we could slide them through and use this space to store the window covers. So far it's worked out really good. One thing that we knew was going to be difficult but we really wanted to do was install a heater that used the gas from our gas tank to run instead of using electric heaters. The reason electric heaters didn't work is because, especially in the winter, we don't have as much solar power to charge all of our electric things, and the electric heaters take up so much power. So at night when we ran the heater, in the morning we wouldn't have any power left to use our computer and run our refrigerator and things like that. So to solve that problem, we installed a Webesto heater under the passenger seat. So it's out of the way. The heat comes out right here in this vent and it heats up the whole van very quickly. We have the control panel right here. Turn it on with this little button and we can adjust the temperature with this little dial and it comes on. But we're not going to turn it on right now because we don't need it. And it's been working like a charm. Love it so much. So happy we installed that. It was definitely a learning curve, but so totally worth it. So it just pulls a tiny amount of gas from the gas tank to run it. It's like nothing for us.
It's like every 20 hours it uses 1 gallon.
So it doesn't cost that much in the long run, and we're not draining our energy source, which is our solar panels. It uses just a little electric just to run it, like for the power, and also for the pump to pull the gas into the heater. It doesn't use much electric at all. And because we installed a heater that takes gas, there shouldn't be, but just in case there are any gas leaks, we installed a second carbon monoxide detector right here. We already have one in the back by the bed, but we have one here just in case. Carbon monoxide and smoke detector. And the best part, the most fun, exciting part of our renovations, wait for it.
Bada bum, bada boom.
We have a swivel seat. An extra seat, it just opens the space up even more. It really changes the whole layout, the whole design, the whole feel. So we have like an extra seat there, an extra seat here. It's perfect. Alright, I think that's all we have for our before and after. I hope you enjoyed seeing how our renovations turned out, and we appreciate you coming along for the journey. And we will have a complete and thorough van tour coming out soon though, so stay tuned.